we have made it to DNA, and we brought them a surprise and a half. This boat is in bad shape. This Miami water can get ugly, as you can see, but luckily we have these guys that are masters at fixing that and getting it back to boat show quality, boat show, what would you call it, form, so we can display it there and have you guys see it in person. So let's go see what Shawn and Charlene are up to. What's the game plan, Shawn? Now that you saw it, worse than what you were expecting.
Look, man,
What
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. But number one, I think it's best that we start on the bottom. Clearly, we need to get through that, and Hallmax cleaning is like number one. So the outdoor bleach thing, same thing protocol we do every time. We're gonna get it up in here and have to just remove that. That's probably the most work. And then from there, once we have that bottom kind of like strategically cleaned and as far as we can get it, we'll bring it up inside a little further and we'll start to look at a full wash down to inspect the coating. Because I think really, if you want to have it sitting pretty, we should just get an idea of like how far did we go. I don't think you got to maintain it as much as you felt like. So
yeah, the interior is in pretty good shape. The ceramic coating has held very well. So I don't think we have to go crazy on the interior of it. The bottom, obviously, it'll be on the trailer, so just, you know, something that looks good for people.
Either way, whatever
we're potentially going to win at the Miami Boat Show.
We got to make it win. We got to make it win.
We might even raise up the water line for the Hallmax.
Okay. All these are good things now that we've seen what it was doing as well. Okay, cool. So we got a bunch of details to get through, so let's get some things moving and we'll get started then.
They'll be ready for the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show.
In keeping with like these conversations that we have about how to keep this simple, we're talking about a few months in with maintenance in mind. You have to realize that some people get a little freaked out when they think they have to bleach it or pressure wash it, you know, kind of like the same thing of like, oh, why do I have to do all this? Or even if they're like, hey, I'm good with that, this sounds like a lot of work. Number one, we can start with outdoor bleach, which is extremely concentrated, and all we're really looking to do is break down that slimy bond that the material has made on the surface. Just from a standpoint of looking at this, you can see just kind of this light growth that's going on here. And we're gonna just, with no chemical, just a real quick shot just to show you like what comes off with just water. It's a little bit. So you can see it like basically 50% or even more. And then look, here's the barnacles that come right off with your hand. That's a wild thing too. They won't come off with the water, but they'll come off with your hand. So you can see that's pretty good. But if we're gonna do this overall and we wanna make it go quicker, it's gonna be a lot better if we utilize some other things. So we're gonna use the bleach, we're gonna spray it onto the surface, give it probably 30 seconds to a minute to dwell, and then we'll use the pressure washer from there and our silicone squeegees to kind of complete the job. At the end, if you want to get like a really fine finish, then like normal, we would just soap and microfiber the whole bottom, and that way you get everything. And
it's real fine stuff, man.
To get the final fine stuff, you know, it is a bit of a process, but there's no hard effort here. Even in the bracket areas, we're going to show you a little bit on how that works too. We'll even do that today. We'll just take a microfiber, wrap it around that squeegee, because then you have like a microfiber blade. See what I mean? It's a really fine kind of like. The weirdest thing is this, all these things that we're talking about moving, like the barnacle that doesn't move with the water, it's just a contact thing. Well look, here's my contact, I can just push it off. Yet this doesn't contact it very well. But it's great for rinsing certain things off. You'll notice that a brush, if you take a brush to this, it's like terrible. It takes forever to clean it. Whereas a microfiber in your hand is immediate. So I noticed that about the Hallmax, it's just kind of like a contact.
Well, that squeegee, I noticed like actually doing it myself the other day, passing through, and it was thick. I mean, it was thick.
Right.
So passing it through and getting all this thick stuff was a breeze, but it didn't get that fine algae. So you had kind of that little green residue, but then you got the microfiber, and literally just barely touching it, thing looked brand new.
That's what I thought. That's kind of what we
did. It did require the 2 passes, but it was a breeze. I would just like wipe a section, microfiber it, move on to the next one, and that was it. So.
Well,
Once it's
Also-
in the water and mushy, it does come off
It's easier to do it if you're in the water.
very
and
quickly. Yeah. Now that it's been sitting an hour or two out of the water here, it's a different
I think
method
just
of
more
attack.
frequent. More frequent if you're going to be in some scummy water. But the other thing is, I know that once it's done, we can't forget that it's Hull Max on there, so you've got your performance back. So it's once you took the time to clean it, it's not like having bottom paint where you're like, oh well, the bottom paint's clean, but I still have this dog to drive around. So
Well, it's the same thing too. As bad as it kind of looked, and it bothers me a ton when 2 weeks go by and we see a bit of growth on there, but actually just running across to a sandbar we have close by, and 10 minutes of wiping it, the boat looks brand new, especially with the ceramic coating that you guys
a lot
did on
better,
it.
right? A lot better.
Oh, it looks like there's night and day. It's like washing your truck after it's been, you know, a good while in a construction site. You wash it and it looks like a brand new truck. Same thing happened here, just giving it 10 minutes of a wipe. So
Can't forget maintenance,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yep.
Let's do a
That is
little.
key.
Let's do a little check-in here. We've got some bleach that's been sitting here, and again, this is a very first stage kind of thing, kind of just getting most of it removed. So we'll just see. And again, this is just a 2300. I don't even think it's a 2300 pressure washer. So. And then look, we'll go right here so you get that really easy shot. Ready? And then the rest, again, when we're done, we're just gonna go through and we'll take our rubber squeegee. It's weird how it does not, well, it's so weird. It's like, it just comes off right here. So look, this is great. This is the result that we wanna see. Again, we can't get away from cleaning, but this is the result we wanna see.
Shooting bleach up on this is fine too, or?
Yeah, we're gonna do all that. We're gonna get in there. Basically everything will be cleaned the same way, and whatever it takes to get it to finish is what we'll do. The pressure washer is nice to have, obviously, when you have this many crevices that you can't get in.
Yeah.
But also, when you now see this is why we take the time to jam it into the crevices. with
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know when we're doing the job, we're putting on the Hull Max, we're like, oh man, if something can grow in there, like let's hurry up and fill it with Hull Max so that when we're here, it just blows right out. So that's kind of a nice thing about this. We'll let's do a little shot here, Jay. We'll get some right in there is where I'm looking. Right in that moment. And then the rest is gonna have to be just taken off with the glove, just like this. So look, we're doing a little bit of crunch time here. We got the boss, Alan's coming up to pick up the CCO boat. It's gonna go in the Fort Lauderdale show. I know these guys are running a raffle, which is gonna be great. We did have to do some maintenance to the Hull Max, and we're doing some touch-up work, trying to outfit a certain type of metal in the back. It's gonna go underwater again with a new product from NASCO. But overall, we did a great job just trying to make sure it's ready to go to the boat show. The guys are doing a last minute little deal here because the trailer was kind of looking a little bobo. So we got them cleaning up the trailer, we got nice shiny new metal, we got a product going onto the tires, and overall we're just trying to get it ready for the show. And like I said, it is crunch time, so I need to get the hell out of here and keep working. I'll see you guys over at the Fort Lauderdale show.
looking good. You realize you almost took that drone through the power lines just now? Making sure you were aware. Don't knock another drone out. Drone for one already.
We are here at DNA facility, and officially I'm getting rushed here because Alan's trying to get to the boat show, and obviously
I'm being rushed because we're supposed to be there early, but we can't rush perfection. That's what's so we're dancing a fine line here.
Let's not talk perfection like my hair. Let's just keep it at like doing the right thing, all right? So the big thing here is we noticed a few things. Love talking about, you know, the real deal. The bracket itself, jack plates, I don't ever think any boats with jack plates should be in the water full time. And if they are, they should definitely be pulled out locally every few months and like cleaned up. But if you do have it, what we're trying to accomplish here is keeping the growth from ruining the materials. Now we've seen, to be honest here, we've seen a little wear on the color, on the actual paint or powder coat. I'm not sure what that manufacturer uses, but what we're doing here is actually retouching the color. We're gonna go ahead and Holmax over top of that. So we lost a little bit. By the way, let me just clear this up. We got about 95% of the Holmax on the vessel. Where it gets challenging is in here. Now, the reason why we can do a little bit of touch up with this epoxy black paint is because we're gonna Holmax over it anyway, so it's just gonna get sealed in. You don't need to do a special spray process. For those of you out there saying, why are you using a foam brush? Because we need to just get this done. Matt is applying a new product from NASCO that's kind of in testing, and we're working with a special type of primer right here that's kind of got a silver metallic look to it. So this metal, this chunk of metal in there that is used to basically bolt some of the actuating parts inside that jack plate was having a hard time with Holmax, and for that reason, we're going ahead and put the special primer on it. Overall, on our trim tabs and everything, you see we let them down. That was just to remove some rust. Seems as though we found some rust behind the Holmax.
Oh, really?
Which is an interesting thing. I don't know how that happens, but again, the world of chemistry is really unique and interesting. When you start to see problems like that, how did it get through, or did it come from behind? We don't know. You know, a lot of times, you know, we're just looking at like, what kind of problem can we fix? And you just have to try stuff. So this is very much, you know, for me, looking at all these metal pieces underwater, just like a Bahala sitting outside, they're used to putting bottom paint on it. So again, we're trying to do this clear approach. What was the worst that happened? We got a little bit of rust around the bolts. There's no damage on the bottom of the boat. There's really just minor discoloration on the jack plate itself, which we're touching up with paint. And again, we'll seal it all back up. Whoever gets this on that Raffle is gonna be like super pumped, dude.
Someone's gonna be excited.
Someone's gonna be excited. So that pretty much covers everything. And the bill, I'll make sure the bill is.
Yeah, send it over.
Yeah, I'll make sure the bill gets.
Make sure your people get in touch with my people.
Yep, we'll make sure. What's the plan anyway with this raffle? Walk me through that real quick on how we're gonna do that.
Well, the boat's going to be at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show where we're headed right now. We're going to just display it so you guys can jump on it, take a look at what you could potentially win. Then the actual raffle giveaway is going to happen at Miami. So we're also going to display it there. Make sure you're there for that. You don't have to be there in person to win. We will be calling you if you're not actually there. So don't worry about that. You can be out of the country and enter if you like as well. You just got to work out shipping if you're going to send it, you know, out of the U.S. But yeah, I mean, the idea is to get people excited about the boat. I know a lot of people have seen it on our social platforms. You know, a lot of people dream of this boat. We've been blessed to be able to be in this position when we want to give back to some, you know, one lucky person is going to walk away with it. $100 could do it. And then we have a few nonprofits. First and foremost, with Captain for Clean Water, we're working over in Fort Myers to impact that area, which was just obviously hit by Hurricane Ian. So hopefully a good portion of the proceeds will go to that. And then we have drivedry.org, which is an advocate for not drinking and driving. That's not a beer, in case you guys are wondering.
Love my solutions.
But yeah, we work with Mark over there quite a bit, and we want to continue with that campaign. And we have a few others that we're talking to possibly distribute depending on what this boat raises in raffle entries. Yep. So again, it's our way of thanking those that support our stuff. And again, someone's going to be pretty thrilled with this. We're likely going to build another one. We might even do this as a yearly thing if we're able to.
if you can get that kind of momentum, that's the best way, because everybody's like teed up for it.
Right.
I love the idea of the Fort Myers. It's like, man, I don't even think about it right now, but that's an ongoing thing, and it's not going to be better for a long time. So back to the Captains for Clean Water. Have you actually been able to chat with them about what's going on like day to day right now over there?
Yeah. I mean, that's where most of them live. So they're in it, helping out as much as they can, and it's a struggle. It's a big struggle.
Yeah.
So it's a great group of guys. 100% of what's donated to them goes towards the cause, and the best thing about it is that we can be involved in it. So, you know, if we're going to donate money somewhere, we want to make sure it goes to what everyone's saying it's going to, and these guys, everything they do is top notch, and we've had a great experience with them. So we contacted them about working with them there because we really didn't know where to go. We don't want to just throw money in that direction.
Well, yeah, everybody's, I
know.
mean, look, you can get lost in that. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Are they, so every day to move that ball forward, the team of people over there have to be fed, they got to show up, they need materials and tools, there's like cost for hauling away, like you name it.
Fuel, they need everything.
It's everything.
Everything.
So money could go anywhere in that case to whatever's needed, you know, top priority.
Well, that's the thing. Once we figure out how much we were able to send over, we'll create a game plan, and by priority, you know, go from the top down and see how many we can tackle. Just so happens we're building the CCO experience, a project we've been working on for almost 3 years now, right in the heart of where Hurricane Ian passed. It's an empty property, so no issues, but you know, we already feel Fort Myers is kind of near and dear to our heart, and we'd like to be part of, you know, helping bring it back to some degree. So we're excited about that, and if we can do this as a yearly deal and offer the opportunity to have someone win it, we do it with Rally Up. We don't have anything to do with choosing winners. It's all done through that website, which does I don't know how many of this type of giveaway raffle. So there's no cheating. Our cousin's not going to win it. Our grandmother is not going to win it. If they do, it's because they actually bought the ticket and got picked randomly.
It's $100 each.
$100, and you get discounts as you go up. So if you want to get a package of 3 or 5 or 10, you get more depending on how much.
Well, DNA is definitely going to donate a lot more than $100.
I appreciate it.
It's big thing for mostly the cause. We don't even need a boat here, but this would be awesome. I think we would even probably re-raffle it, to be honest.
Yeah,
just to raise money. But anyway, all right, so all the details as far as raffling you're going to have at the show. Throughout your social media, you're going to have it all linked up, correct?
Yeah. CCOexperience.com. It takes you to the Rally Up page. There's some information about the CCO experience, and we wanted people to start understanding what we're working on there. It's going to be a couple years out, but take a look at that. We have a video on there explaining what the CCO experience is going to be, so we're really excited about that. And there's information from Captains for Clean Water and Drive Dry there. So again, any questions you guys have, reach out on Instagram, any of our social platforms. And thank you guys once again for working with us. If it wasn't for them, this boat wouldn't look nearly as nice as it does, and there's no one else I recommend that's not this guy.
And here's the thing,
honest with you.
Look, I hate recommending myself sometimes on camera, but at the end of the day, I was just thinking, look, we're blessed to have worked this hard. We have a great facility, so we're able to stand here inside and no one else is bothering us. Like, that's the big thing. We love to be able to control our entire craft. And so I'm just really glad that we're able to do it, because there's a lot of things going on right now. You can't be stuck at a yard right now. You can't really have a mobile guy coming out to try to do this stuff. So I'm just proud that we're able to like be involved and help you in this way too, even just as a business owner, you know? All right, so we're gonna look towards all that stuff at the boat show, so we're good.
I think we're good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So here we have the Costa 264 in all its glory, front and center at the convention center here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, and DNA works miracles. This boat was in rough shape. Our fault for not maintaining it the way that we should, but we knew that these guys could make it happen. The hull max looks flawless. The ceramic coating is holding up extremely well, and we hope you guys come out here to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show to check this thing out. By the time you see this video, boat show will probably be long gone, but we're selling tickets here live, and we're going to give away the boat officially at the Miami International Boat Show. So make sure you do enter at ccoexperience.com and meet us at the Miami International Boat Show come February.